like a weapon, and players don't want that. So, if you could avoid using the franchise tag in your team, you're probably better off. But we'll see how that one plays out too.
All right, get a nap and then get back to work.
Yeah. Yeah, you go. And you just start rattling off all those things. You're like, damn, that's like finishing a giant breakfast. Well, what do you want for dinner? You want chicken? You want pasta? Give me a break. I gotta digest here before I can even think about the next meal.
That's right. I said get a nap, not a rest.
Yeah.
That's what you get. All right, my man. Thanks for everything. We'll talk to you next week.
Thank you, guys.
You got it. Adam Schefter, senior NFL insider for ESPN on the Brian Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. All right, guys, it's time to get serious. We are in the new year, and if you've been putting it off, don't do it any longer. Go to lowtcenter.com, get your levels checked. It's a simple test. They have an on-site lab. You'll get the results back right there. If you've noticed you're not feeling the way you should, it could be signs of low testosterone. Don't wait. Find out. And it's not like going to a typical doctor's office. Their physicians specialize in treating low T with testosterone replacement therapy for every patient. So it's going to be a very individual program for you, and they have more than a decade of experience helping patients getting back to feeling their best. And it's not a basic standard treatment. If you're a current patient, you know what I'm talking about. Low T will offer you a $150 referral credit for every new patient that you refer. And you can also get your health evaluated for treatment with prescription GLP-1 weight loss meds. But it's important to go back to feeling your best. lowtcenter.com. Book the appointment today. lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare. We come back. Shedeur says this team is batting leadoff when it comes to the interviews. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Big voice guy here to remind you that you're listening to The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Okay, thanks. I have 3 more seconds. Bye-bye.
Welcome to Nada Yada Island.
Next on Metro's Nada Yada Island podcast.
I almost fainted when the 4 new bombshells arrived. 4 free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G phones at Metro.
No way.
And finding out the 4th line is free. Oh, things got heated.
That's wild. Join Metro and get 4 free Samsung 5G phones. Only at Metro.
Plus tax. Bring 4 numbers and an ID and sign up for any Metro Flex plan. Not available currently at T-Mobile or been with Metro in the past 180 days.
Valentine's Day is a good deal sweeter when you shop at Meijer. This week, select bagged Valentine's Day candy is buy one, get one 50% off. Fresh from Meijer chocolate dipped strawberries are just $9.99. Certified Angus beef New York strip steak is $11.99 a pound. And our floral department is overflowing with beautiful fresh Valentine's Day bouquets and flower arrangements. Count on Meijer to bring more from the heart to Valentine's Day. Exclusions apply. See all deals in-store, in the Meijer app, and online at Meijer.com.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place. And aspiring comedian.
That's fun. What's your best joke?
All right, 2 windows were hanging out side by side. The first window says, "Sure is a hot day." The other one says, "Ah, a talking window."
That's pretty good, Wilson.
Bet you can't top that one.
Well, at Pella, we don't have the talking windows, but we do have the windows your friends will talk about.
Dang it, that's good.
Get the window that Columbus homeowners rate the leading and most trusted at PellaColumbus.com.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With AutoPay plus taxes and fees, plus $5 per line without AutoPay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Motorola Edge on us with 24 monthly bill credits and new line for well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 per line connection charge. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Rodeo fans, saddle up for the Cinch World's Toughest Rodeo, February 15th at Nationwide Arena. Come early for autographs, pony rides, and more. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. It's the Cinch World's Toughest Rodeo.
Most radio stations suck. Here's why. They don't invest in local programming. We're live and local 14 hours a day. You can rest assured that every stupid thing we say is 100% local. Homegrown dumb since day one. The Fan.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Want to know anything about the Fan's contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Now you can watch Rothman and Ice.
Go to YouTube and search 97.1 The Fan.
Rothman is wearing the pancake makeup, so you might as well watch. Back to Rothman and Ice.
All right, Shedeur Sanders in play. He is the golden child. He is prime time, part due, going in. And Shedeur has revealed which team he'll meet with first, whether this matters or not. I don't think it does, but he has revealed. CB, first of all, who did he reveal this to?
It looks like some type of YouTube production they do. It looks like in-house production for them.
Okay, let's hear what he had to say.
30 visits starts like March 4th.
Do you know your first one yet?
Browns. I got the Browns, then the Giants.
Browns are batting leadoff.
Step up to the plate.
He's already scheduled his first visit. He said, but here's the thing. If I heard him correctly, did he say 30 visits?
Make a ton of visits.
Or no, was it what did he say?
No, he's referring to the top 30 visits that each franchise gets. What they get to bring in their top 30 guys in the draft.
Okay. So the 30 visits start March 4th. And I got Browns, and then I got Giants. Part of me thinks that New York would be attractive as a city, as a market.
For Shedeur. From Shedeur's perspective.
If he could get to the number one media market, television market in the country, and you know how those goes, New York, L.A., Chicago, and so forth, Atlanta, Dallas, they go down the line. From a franchise standpoint, Cleveland should be appealing to him. They don't have a ton of weapons, but the other problem with it is if Myles Garrett's leaving, I actually think that would work in Shedeur's favor, because that means they would be rebuilding around Shedeur with ammunition to do it. If you were Shedeur, yes, exactly. It always scares me every time he does that because, and I'm the one that was with that dude in the stairwell.
Oh, man.
But let me ask you that question.
Yeah.
And CB, comment on this too. If you're Shedeur Sanders and you get drafted by the Browns at number 2, do you want Myles Garrett on the team, or would you rather have the picks and assets they could get for him because you'll be young in your career and you'll be able to then build, and there won't be this, I got to win right away. We got Myles Garrett. I'm a rookie quarterback. They're going to expect me to be Jaden Daniels. What would you rather have?
I would rather have one of the best defensive players in the game. I'd rather have Myles there that can wreck games, and if I am a competent quarterback, which I believe Shedeur will be, I don't know if he'll be great, but I think he'll be good enough to survive in the league. The Browns roster showed us 2 years ago that you get average to good play at quarterback, and they can be in the mix. And they were just there 2 seasons ago with Flacco. There's a lot of uncertainty with the picks and cap space, and that's always a fun thing to talk about, right? Like, oh, we got all this cap space, we got all this draft capital, but that comes with a lot of pressure to hit on those, and that's big time stuff right now for Andrew Berry, because I believe, outside of the number 2 pick this year, the Brownies have 7 or 8 picks after that in this draft. So Andrew Berry has an opportunity to really cook here with this roster. But if I'm Shedeur, I want to look on the other side of the locker room and see one of the best defensive players in the sport roaming around.
And he gets his choice on the second day. He's got the first pick, so he's getting whoever is not being taken in that first round.
It's probably the right answer because it's Myles Garrett, and you always want him in your uniform, and he's got several years left. It's not like he's 34, 35. Like this would be so it's probably the right answer, but I was just thinking if you were him, building around me, building around the team and all that. But you're right. Probably the proper answer is Myles Garrett. And then the other part for Shedeur, well, if you're the Browns, and I've talked to some Browns fans outside of CB, and they're worried about this QB draft a little more than most. They're in it'll never work out for us. Let's draft the best possible player. Let's take Travis Hunter.
That gets you nowhere. That gets you nowhere.
I know. They think they can find the quarterback bridge later.
They've been trying to do that for years. Yeah. Because I understand that. Travis, Abdul Carter, I think they're going to be good players in the league, and I would be all in on them drafting one of those two if they had the quarterback in-house. To me, I just think that's where you got to do is to continue to take a swing at that because Abdul Carter racking up 8-9 sacks in his rookie year, that's not doing anything. How many games are those guys winning? Yeah. That's how I'm looking at this. And from Shedeur's perspective, since he mentioned the Browns and the Giants, both of those situations, I think, have uncertainty around them when it comes to, well, am I going to be talking about a new head coach in year 2? Because Dayball's over there in New York, Stefanski's in Cleveland, and are they for sure locks to be there for the foreseeable future? I don't think so. And so that's something I think maybe you worry about down the road a little bit if you're Shedeur, but I think it's something you have to think about as well, is that if I go to Cleveland, if I go to Giants, there could be change coming sooner rather than later, which we've seen put quarterbacks specifically and sometimes a little bit of a tornado with their career.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I was early on, and I haven't changed my mind. I only brought up the Abdul Carter stuff that if Garrett forces their hand, if he's not bluffing, and I don't think he is, but if he's willing to hold out and cause a big mess, you're going to have to move him. And I think he knows that. All I was saying is if that happens, if Barry has to move off his slot of, hey, we're not trading him, if he has to move off of it, then I thought the Abdul Carter thing may be something that he couldn't pass up, that guy might be the next really big impact dude for the Cleveland Browns. But I'm with you. I think that one of these quarterbacks, I mean, the fun part would be is if the Titans took Abdul, and then you have your pick, and then you can't get it wrong. Or you hope both guys turn out really well. But if Cam goes first, then there really is then you can't fault the Browns for if they grab Shedeur and he doesn't work out. Of course, people blame them, but I'm with you. I think that he's a pretty special talent, and that's what you're looking for at that position all the time. Yeah. And I don't know how often they'll be picking 2. You wish it was in a draft where it was just absolutely loaded with the Burrows and the Herberts and all that and maybe more sure things. But he feels special to me, and I think they're certainly going to probably, 90% be able to get him if they want him.
The other part of this equation, too, is, maybe Andrew Berry and company have identified somebody they could get a little later at the quarterback position that they like. That's so maybe you go down the path of, hey, we're going to go with Abdul, we're going to go with Travis Hunter, and whether it's Jackson Dart or a Will Howard or somebody down the road with all the picks they have, maybe they're willing to take that swing there.
All right, we're going to come back top of the hour, and we do have a little bit of breaking news, and it was the guy we talked about yesterday. So it looks to be, this could be the great tease of all, that Ohio State is ready to sharpen their pencil. That's next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
The only show where sports talk is eclipsed by food talk. Oh, nuts. Common Man and T-Bone.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
The Fan.
Buckeye fans, it's time for date night with Ohio State women's basketball. This Thursday, February 13th, join us at the Shot to watch the Buckeyes take on Minnesota. Don't miss out on themed games, unforgettable fan experiences, and the ultimate Buckeye traditions. Buy your tickets and gear up for game day at ohiostatebuckeyes.com.
Atlas Butler is built to keep you comfortable, and our plumbing services are no exception. You can rely on Atlas Butler for trusted, convenient plumbing and drain service. Our expert plumbers and drain specialists can take care of anything, from a broken water heater to a clogged drain. Call today, get it fixed today. That's our pledge to you.
Attention hockey fans, score the ultimate experience powered by Verizon.
Verizon is giving 2 lucky winners the chance to win 4 tickets to the 2025 Navy Federal Credit Union NHL Stadium Series at Ohio Stadium on March 1st. Plus 50 participants will have a chance to win a $50 gift card. Just stop by a participating Columbus Verizon store by February 18th to enter.
Get your shot at this unforgettable experience. Hurry to a participating Columbus Verizon store today to enter.
Must be legal U.S. resident of Ohio, age 18 years or older to enter. Void where prohibited. For official rules and full details, visit 971thefan.com/Verizon.
No matter where you are, Coughlin is there, in store or online. CoughlinCars.com. 13 new car brands, over 1,000 pre-owned vehicles, 16 convenient locations for sales, service, and parts, plus 4 state-of-the-art collision centers. CoughlinCars.com. Shop locally owned, CoughlinCars.com. Coughlin has the car for you.
Anthony Rothman here for Tel Ohio. Banking with your best interest at heart, at Tel Ohio Credit Union, you are the priority. Open a checking account with the benefits you deserve, like early direct deposit and local discounts. Find the account that fits you at telohio.org.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365. Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Buy 2 windows, get 2 free, and there's no limit. Plus, no interest financing for 3 years. That's 36 months, people. And if you already have a price from another company, Universal Windows Direct will beat it. So you know you're getting the best deal around.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text TAP to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text TAP to 321-321. That's TAP to 321-321.
Hey, it's Anthony. I got to tell you, when you don't have the support you need, it affects everything. Feet, knees, hips, back, even your mood. I finally went to the Good Feet store, and once I was personally fitted for my arch supports, I felt a ton better. I will never wear another pair of shoes again without sliding in my personally fit Good Feet arch supports. That's because they help me eliminate my foot pain. It's such a good feeling knowing that I can be on my feet and not worrying about I'm going to wake up with low back pain or feel a weakness somewhere. I trust the Good Feet store because for more than 30 years, they've helped thousands of people just like me get back to feeling comfort on a daily basis. They take pleasure in that. And it's their personal 3-step system designed to support, balance, and strengthen your feet that guides them into their ideal position. I'm the proof. I wear them every day, even when I'm biking at the gym. So go in, take the free test walk at the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway and on Stringtown Road in Grove City or goodfeet.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Matt Andrews. The Cavs are in Toronto tonight to face the Raptors. Cleveland 43-10 on the year. The Raptors 16-37. Tip tonight just north of the border at 7:30. Buckeye basketball is back on the court tonight here on The Fan. They'll start a 3-game homestand and host Washington at the Shot at 8:30. Coverage 7:30 right here on The Fan. Buckeyes 14-10 on the year, 6-7 in the Big Ten. And the OSU women are back home tomorrow night. They'll welcome in Minnesota. OSU 20-3, trying to snap a 2-game losing streak, now ranked 9th in this week's poll. This update is sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, give Mark Levy a call. 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or online, sleepbettercolumbus.com.
You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All right, second hour of the program, Rothman and Ice. We'll do ins and outs. Stephen Means at Cleveland.com. We'll talk Buckeyes with him, and we won't make you wait any longer for the prize.
No doubt. Right now, we're giving away 4 tickets to the world's toughest rodeo. The rodeo is this Saturday, February 15th at Nationwide Arena. 614-821-9710 is CB's hotline number. Earlier in the program, I mentioned a snack, if you will, that I didn't really vibe out with, and CB didn't like that I wasn't vibing out with said snack. What is this snack? If you get it right, CB will hit you up with 4 tickets to the world's toughest rodeo this Saturday, February 15th at Nationwide Arena.
All right, so it looks to be official. Ohio State hasn't announced it yet. Pete Thamel came out with it, I believe, one of the first ones. I'll give him the credit, college football senior writer for ESPN and the insider for College Game Day, that Ryan Day has settled on former New England Patriots defense coordinator, Detroit Lions head coach, Matt Patricia.
Matty P.
is going to be the new DC for the Buckeyes. Then they're going to promote Tim Walton to co-DC. And then Matt Guerrieri, who he praised a lot, will go into like some sort of CB, do they list that?
Pass game coordinator. It looks like.
Okay, so that's...
Yeah, you're in charge of all the aerial attacks, Matt Guerrieri. That's going to be good to see. This is going to be a collaborative effort there. Real quick, credit to Tim Walton, right? He came in just a few years ago, really hopped on this train, and got the secondary in order. So a promotion for him, I think, is absolutely warranted. And I'm assuming this will be, the majority of the time, Matt Patricia's vision and what he wants the defense to be. But all these guys, I'm sure, will be in lockstep together. So you get a guy in Matt Patricia that, as you mentioned, NFL experience at the head coach position. Say what you want about his time as a head coach in the league. I value that, and I think he's obviously learned a lot and knows what it takes to play at the highest level. And so he's coming into a situation to where he's going to be coaching up some really good players, and one of those is going to be Caleb Downs. But now there's a lot of pressure on Matt Patricia as well because of what Buckeye fans saw and the expectation that has been set over the last couple of years, and specifically last year when you look at Ohio State being #1 in the country in points allowed and yards allowed, and just the progression that we saw year in and year out under Jim Knowles, and how those guys just seem to be very comfortable with what they're doing. But I like to see when guys get brought in, not what your system is going to be, because Coach Day's not going to bring in a guy that's not going to put out a good system. It's, for me, what are the in-game adjustments are going to be like? What is the week-to-week adjustments going to be like as a coordinator to where you can get your guys in the right position to play at the highest level? Because we know the talent is over there. Ohio State year in and year out is going to have some of the best talent in the country, but it's the job now of Matt Patricia to figure out who these guys are, both as people, but more importantly, football players on Saturday, and get those guys where they need to be to where this thing won't skip a beat. Because nobody wants to go down the road of where we were in 21 and 2022, where we talked a lot of Mondays, AR, you and I, about all the chunk plays that they were giving up and the dysfunction and guys looking confused. Like the old lady used to say back, ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for it.
Well, and it's not going to go back to that. It can't. It won't. I don't see that happening. I think that Matt Patricia, in an odd way, is not the fans' favorite choice. I don't know why. I just get that vibe. They either feel like he's not going to be a good enough recruiter, or maybe he's by name alone, but he's got great experience. He's got great experience with perhaps the best coach that ever stalked a sideline, in Bill Belichick. I mean, he saw enough in him. Yeah. Now, he's not coaching the offense. He's not a head coach. He's coaching the defense. It should be right up his alley. This is not relieving him of because he can't call offensive plays like they had to do in the NFL, and then just kind of keep him on as an advisor because we like his football mind, and like that's what he was. And the Eagles even got him as a defensive advisor or whatever the assistant role was that he had. So when Sirianni saw something in him, like people see something in him, there's no question. I mean, now Eagles fan will tell you, well, we didn't see any real improvement under him. How bad was their defense in 23? It was awful. So I think that this is an interesting hire. It's got name appeal. It's got a little bit of intimidation appeal because he has that look and the feel of it.
That pencil intimidates you. I might poke your eye out with that thing.
You know, Darren Wilson in the 7th grade poked me with a pencil. All right?
That's awful.
And I got to tell you.
You still got the mark to this day. Yeah, I'm looking right at it. It looks like you just
that's lead
all up in your elbow.
It's like inert. I don't think it's doing anything in there. But let me tell you, I remember his name, and I remember the grade. I remember it happening.
Speaking of number 2 pencils, I got a story, too, and I'll never forget it because it was one of the most painful experiences I ever had. I remember coming home from school. I had sweatpants on one day. And
every day.
Pretty much in my life.
Day.
Yeah, pretty much in my life. I am wearing sweatpants. But I took the pants off, AR, and I had a number 2 pencil in my pants.
This is not... Hang on.
And
say that again.
I took the pants off, AR, and I had a number 2 pencil in my pants.
All right, go ahead. Continue the story. Yeah.
And so, I go to take a step to my right, and CB and AR and all of our wonderful listeners, I'm here to tell you, that pencil was standing up vertical, north and south. And your boy, with his right foot, stepped right down onto this pencil, lead side up. I had to go to the doctor.
How was it standing up like a nail?
In my sweatpants somehow, some way.
I can picture it now.
And I stepped right on it, right in the middle of my foot. And I had to go to the doctor a couple days later because I was trying to tough it out and I was limping around for a couple days. And I went to the doctor. I'll never forget the visual of him using his 2 thumbs at the bottom of my foot and just pushing lead just out of my foot. So number 2 pencils. Matty P, you keep all your number 2 pencils away from me. Keep them over there at the Woody.
Me too, man.
Yeah, keep them away from our show.
The fact that I still can remember
That's crazy that you still got the mark on your elbow.
You see it, right?
Absolutely.
Can you see it from there?
Look like a tattoo. Like you're tatted up over there.
That makes 2 of us over here.
You've got lead also?
I do also in my left arm.
See, this was just, it was meant to be us.
It was meant.
The three of us coming.
We should have called it.
The lead boys.
Yeah. That's right. I feel like this is a very, very cool hire in a way. It's a splash hire because he's had some elite defenses at the NFL level.
Yeah.
I also think that now we're in the era of these guys are as close to the NFL as they've ever been before. Yeah. And so this has appeal to it. And he's also a guy that should be highly motivated as just the DC to zero in on that. The responsibilities of being the head coach or this or that aren't there anymore.
That's
he's
a good point.
Kind of been hanging on as well. It's got a little Chip Kelly of the defense 100%. Feel.
I think that's a great point that you brought up because I'm a big believer in that. Chip Kelly, we saw he had some good years at Oregon, right, as the head coach. You go over to UCLA as the head coach and things were just okay. They were okay, and then you slot him back into a role to where he could just be hyper-focused on one thing and one thing only, and we saw how impactful that was, especially down the stretch at the most important time. And so I think there's a chance for that, for Matt Patricia to just come in every day and know my job is to put out the best product on the defensive side of the ball. I'm not going to worry about special teams. I'm not going to worry about, what's going on with Billy Bob's mom and dad wanting to meet with me and all that stuff. That's Coach Day's job. So he can come in and lock in with Coach Walton, Guerrero, Johnson, and everybody else on that side of the ball and do that, right? Some people, AR, you get to a point to where you can't be the head chef anymore in the kitchen. Sometimes you got to go over to the appetizer section, right, and get the app samplers ready to go for you and I, and the mott sticks and the potato skins, and you put out the best app sampler you got.
The poo-poo platters.
Maybe you're not meant to cook the filet mignons anymore. And so for Matt Patricia, we just got to wait and see what he can do on defense. But like you said, man, he's got a pretty decent track record, especially on that side of the ball. And Bill Belichick isn't keeping guys on his staff that aren't getting it done, that don't know what they're doing.
It's a great analogy, and I'll say this. So there was one night in New Orleans where all three of us were CB had to go to a restaurant of his choosing. You and I didn't want to eat that early.
Well, the restaurant, so, it wasn't Cane's. It was barbecue.
Yeah, he wanted to go, which is great. And then you and I wound up eating dinner, just the two of us. And I remember showing you on the menu that if you ordered a steak at this particular restaurant, it basically said if you order it medium well or worse, we are not responsible for how this thing comes out, tastes, whatever.
Yeah.
There will be no refunds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You get the world you deserve. That's pretty much what was happening. They had a nice system as well because CBA and I sat down and they had like mini water cups. You know, like you go in the bathroom and there's like the mouthwash. You put a little mouth. They're a little bigger than that.
Yeah.
And AR and I looked at each other and it's like, dang, like, you know, you and I are going to drink this water in 2 gulps.
Well, I said
However,
they want you to order alcohol.
Some of those cocktails.
Yeah.
But they had a nice system going. Like all the waiters and waitresses were kind of keeping their eye on everybody's table. So when your water was done, somebody else would come fill up your water. It was nice. What was the restaurant again we went to?
Houston's.
Shout out to Houston.
There used to be one on Rush Street in Chicago.
Yeah.
It's not there anymore. And so when I saw it, when we were walking CB down to that CVS or wherever we were walking that night, I noticed it, and I'm like, yeah, we got to come back.
Good stuff.
It was good. Although I didn't get the dipping sauces for the fries. I had to ask for that again.
That
was kind of
delay on that.
Yeah.
It was kind of, everything else was in order, man.
Yeah, everything
else. I had to get some of that salmon.
Yeah, it was.
Salmon was good, wasn't it?
Yes.
Buttery.
It was
moist, as my grandmama used to say.
It was sensational. I could have eaten there every night. It was that good. All right, we're going to come back, and we'll do some ins and outs. We will talk Buckeyes at the bottom of the hour with Stephen Means, get his feeling on the hire of Matt Patricia. So it's all coming your way. Stick close. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio.
This is Hall of Famer number 275, Chris Carter. Buckeye born and bred. Ohio has been a huge part of my football career. From Friday nights in Middletown to Saturdays at the Shoe. And now all the way to Canton. Now I want you to experience football heaven, the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Go to 971thefan.com/GoJacket and enter to win a VIP experience to the home of professional football, the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Ignite the passion, relive the glory.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With AutoPay plus taxes and fees, plus $5 per line without AutoPay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Motorola Edge on us with 24 monthly bill credits and new line for well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 per line connection charge. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Come in. Joe, I wasn't expecting to see you.
Why does everybody say that? I came to congratulate you. No joke.
Well, it was a hard-fought campaign.
Campaign? I'm talking about $5 at Great Lakes Kia.
Great Lakes Kia, where new Kias are less than lunch.
Brand new Kias, $5 a day. I'm being serious right now.
Only at Great Lakes Kia.
Guess what? And by the way, get 0% financing for 72 months.
Lease new 25 Kia Sorrentos LX, just $5 a day. And we love that third-row seating, don't we?
And new K4s, LXS, just $5 a day. No joke.
Even new K5s, LXS, just $5 a day at Great Lakes Kia.
But what about credit? Come on, man.
If you've got a job, you ride $5 a day.
Here's the deal. Go to Great Lakes Kia.
Great cars, great people, Great Lakes Kia. GreatLakesKia.com.
My first home was $5. Not kidding around.
Plus tax and tag to qualified buyers. Visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
Bobby Carpenter once sold workout equipment on QVC Canada. There's no joke here. That actually happened. Morning Juice with Bobby and Beamer.
Weekdays starting at 6.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Have you ever told a friend
Oh, I'm fine.
when you really felt
Just so overwhelmed.
or sent a text
Can't sleep. Are you awake?
when you couldn't find the words to say?
I'm scared to be alone with my thoughts right now.
Then this is your sign to reach out to the 988 Lifeline for 24/7 free confidential support. You don't have to hide how you feel. Text, call, or chat anytime.
Black history is American history. In this Black History Month, the Ohio Education Association is celebrating the many Black Ohioans who have shaped our past and who are paving the way for a brighter future for all of us. I'm OEA President Scott Demar, and as a high school social studies teacher, I've seen how important it is for our students to receive a full and honest education so they can become better critical thinkers. Join the Ohio Education Association in standing up for our students' freedom to learn.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Time now to check in on that weather report. Today, looking at showers rolling in by evening. Today's high will be 39. Tonight's low will be 31. We will be tracking showers overnight tonight. And then on Thursday, it'll be cloudy with a few snow flurries. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present In or Out.
Just a little of the old in and out.
Jose Feliciano, you got no complaints there. Here at the Celebrity Room. All right, CB, what you got?
All right, so we just had the Employee of the Year meeting just outside our studio during the last couple of breaks, and I saw on the table, the ping pong table, there was a couple of cases of crumble cookie, and I tried to encourage our guy, Matty Ice, to have one. It's one of the minis. They're not like the big ones.
Yeah.
But the in or out question is simply this. Are you in or out on the occasional crumble cookie with your diet?
I am in. Because here's the thing. You get the big crumble cookie, you got to get the crumble cookie cutter that comes with it. It divides it into 4. That eases my mind a little bit, AR, because that way, because if I don't have the cookie cutter, I'm going to eat the whole darn thing.
Well, who's eating the other 3?
I don't know. Me eventually. But I feel worse when I eat the whole thing in one sitting. When crumble cookie rolls out that honey bun cookie, CB, when I see that on the menu, that is an absolute must for me. But I found a brand of gluten-free, dairy-free cookies that I love. Sweet Lorenz cookies. Check that out. If you're a healthy guy or a gal like me and you want a little sweetness every once in a while, shout out to Walter Payton. Go get you some Sweet Lorenz gluten-free vegan cookies. They get it done. Shout out to Crumble Cookie, too, though. Elite stuff there.
What was the other ones they dropped off at the station? Not Crumble.
Lions Cub?
Yes.
Lions, right over here in Grandview. Lions
Those
Cub
were fantastic as well.
Tremendous stuff. They'll get you right over there.
Listen, we've talked on this program before. Matty is our discipline. He's our leader. He gets his calories wafting through from other people's plates into his nose. They don't count, but he counts it. It's fantastic. I've admired him greatly. I don't have that discipline, but I don't think there's an amount of money we could offer you to go over there and eat 2 of those. And they are little. Maybe there is a price. I don't think it is, because I don't think you would be a sellout to your own discipline, your own handbook of health. I just don't think you would do it. It's not worth it for you unless we got to a figure that you couldn't turn down, which would be an unrealistic figure anyway.
I'll tell you what, though. The other day, I did smash a couple oatmeal raisin cookies, and I did have an Oreo ice cream sandwich the other day. That did happen within the last 48 hours.
Very proud of you. That's very nice.
And then I woke up immediately in the morning, like Dwayne Wade in that Gatorade commercial, sweating, and I was like, I got to get to the gym. I got to get to the gym. I got to get it there.
Yeah, the guilt
just
started raining over him.
I think the one you would like, Matty Ice, if you haven't had it before, is the buttermilk pancake one that came out a couple years ago. Because it has that dollop of butter on top of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Buttermilk.
The crumble menu, and it's sad, and I'm not lying, that I do this every Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Crumble drops their new menu at 8 o'clock Sunday night. I am one of the first persons.
How are you on this?
I just like to look at it and just see what they got going on. They had like a churro cake thing going on last week, and I was so tempted to do that. But I didn't do it. Didn't do it.
I was walking through Meijer the other day, and big on the peanuts.
Yeah.
You know, but they're in the aisle with the candy. One's on one end, one's on the other.
Yeah.
And I saw like this jumbo bag of peanut M&Ms.
Mm-hmm. Got after it, didn't you?
No, I
you fought
I
the
looked at them.
resistance?
I saw them, and I conquered. I did not. I'm like, just keep moving.
It's like the Spider-Man
Don't
scene
make eye contact.
with the, I forget which
Green
villain it
Goblin.
was. Yeah, the Green Goblin when the mask is yelling at him. And you got to fight that temptation. I'll tell you what. You and I on our way down to New Orleans, we got a Smoothie King.
Yep.
And CB put me on to, I think it was like a kale, apple juice, whatever it was in there. I've been on the hunt for Smoothie King every day since.
That's what
then.
happens. That's how we get you.
I see the vision.
Yep.
Yeah, Smoothie King. You know.
They've raised the level of difficulty for me because when I go to Grandview, I use the app.
Yeah.
Probably very proud of me for that. I use the app because there's no drive-through.
Okay.
So that's a tiebreaker sometimes. Do I want to get out of the vehicle?
How lazy does that sound?
I love it. I'm the exact same way, so I'm with him.
I feel you, though.
All right, the second one, Mason Crosby, he announced last week he is officially retiring. Now, there's a few kickers in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Could he, or better way to phrase it, are you in or out on Mason Crosby joining that small list? I think it's 7 guys.
Boy.
I might be able to name a few of them. And one reason is because I'm going to angle for one of these guys for Gold Jackets in a couple weeks. Gold Jacket Thursday.
Okay.
Jan Stenerud. CB should know one of them.
Lou Groza, of course.
Lou the Toe. Jan Stenerud. Morton Anderson. Place kickers.
Those two are right, though.
Well, I know Ray Guy is in as a punter. Does that count in this conversation?
I think he's the only punter.
I think he is as well.
Oh. The all-everything George
Vinatieri?
Blanda. George Blanda.
Blanda is also in there.
I'm genuinely asking.
Has Vinatieri been elected yet?
He's been retired for
I don't think he has.
Not yet. Okay.
Okay.
So did we get them all?
I think we did.
It's a good job out of you, Eric.
Here's what I would say about Mason Crosby. That most of my Packer fans, including the elegant farmer, Whiskey Paul, would tell me Ring of Honor, not Hall of Fame. I would say that I'm not going on percentages anymore. You know, all kicks are different. And by the way, all these guys can boot 50-yarders now like they're extra points. I don't know what that's all about. Whether they're just better, they train better technique. I grew up in an era where guys where it was like, this guy's got a steel toe in his, he's got a shoe, right? A steel toe. And you guys don't remember this. We had barefoot kickers in the 80s. Like we had
kicking with bunions?
Barefoot kickers.
What are we doing?
Yes. Good ones. One that I believe, check who the kicker was for Denver when they beat you on the drive, CB, when Elway took him down, and I think they had to kick an extra point.
He was out there
I think
barefoot?
there was a barefoot kicker.
That's disgusting.
Why?
Just nasty. Feet are just nasty.
But we're not doing close-ups on a guy's foot. I mean, it's just, I think it's...
Is it Rich Carlos?
Yes. Barefoot kicker.
I wonder what the theory was on that.
That you can
more of a true feel.
Yes, when the top of the foot hits the ball, which these guys kick with the top of their feet, I assume, not the toes like we would. Some of those straight on kickers, straight ahead, were probably toe kickers, especially on extra point. I don't know anything about this, but it's just my theory that they're kicking mostly with the top of their foot sometimes. But I'll think about Mason Crosby. He won a Super Bowl. He made a lot of game-winning kicks in his career. And I believe he was the only guy to ever kick 250-plus yarders in a playoff game, I think.
That's a little resume.
But playoffs are different now. I mean, I'm sorry. 50-yarders are just, we're in a different neighborhood. I don't know if they're going to let him in. He had such a longevity career. His extra points were different than the ones of today. I think he has the resume to do it.
Then he's in. I'm not going to sit here and act like I know kicker skills, kicker, whatever. I don't know what your field goal percentage needs to be. I don't know any of that.
Well, it probably has to be at least 80%.
So I'm going to go, I think he's getting it. Just gut feeling. But who knows?
All right, final one real quick. In or out on Xavier Worthy being a top 20 wide receiver in fantasy next year, coming off of his good game in the Super Bowl?
I'll be out on that just because Rashee Rice is back. But then Shefty did tell us that there's still was kind of that suspension thing looming. But they might mess around and sign another big-time playmaker on the outside. So I'm going to go out on top 20, but I think he will be close to that.
Are you talking about being drafted in the top 20?
No, I'm talking about
finishing?
Season-long finish.
Yeah, I'm out.
It's close.
It all comes down to touchdowns. You know that.
Well, and here's the thing. If he comes in, I got to kick somebody out. So who would I kick out of the top 20?
Jordan Addison finished top 20. That's maybe a name.
Okay. Yep. Especially if Darnold leaves. Yep. What about... was Zay in the top 20?
I'm
My
not
guy?
sure.
Yeah. That hurts. Okay. I think we got our guy.
You're kicking Addison out and putting Worthy in? Addison's a dude, though. He can go.
It's the QB problem.
Thought it was a problem this year.
We did.
Both of them played well.
Great call on your part. Yep. All right. I'll say yeah.
What about Cortland Sutton?
Again. Same. Yep. Very similar. What's going on in New York? The Giants with neighbors.
It doesn't matter. He's that good.
You think? No matter who's there?
Yeah, he's that good. To me, he's that good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to come back in 2 minutes and get you an update on the hiring of Matt Patricia to lead that Buckeye defense. Stephen Means will jump on in 2 minutes. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My check engine light's on?
That could hurt your gas mileage. The AutoZone free Fix Finder service can help find the fix for free.
Get in zone.
This whole report for free?
That's right. Printed and on your phone for free.
Get in zone.
But what if the fix is too tough?
We'll recommend a local shop. Fix Finder, only at AutoZone.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
A Progressive Home and Auto Bundle can protect you round the clock, but we can't protect you from those painful moments in sports.
I can't believe they're moving the team to another city.
True, but you'll never forget all the joy they brought into your life.
Joy? They made the playoffs twice in 50 years.
Gosh, those 2 times were pretty great, weren't they?
How would I know? I wasn't even born yet.
Just think of all the free time you'll have on game days.
Those games were the highlight of my week.
Well, at least your home and auto are protected with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Attention hockey fans, score the ultimate experience powered by Verizon. Verizon is giving 2 lucky winners the chance to win 4 tickets to the 2025 Navy Federal Credit Union NHL Stadium Series at Ohio Stadium on March 1st. Plus 50 participants will have a chance to win a $50 gift card. Just stop by a participating Columbus Verizon store by February 18th to enter. Get your shot at this unforgettable experience. Hurry to a participating Columbus Verizon store today to enter.
Must be legal U.S. resident of Ohio, age 18 years or older to enter. Void where prohibited. For official rules and full details, visit 971thefan.com/Verizon.
That's are us. When dreams sunk in, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams sunk in, that's are us.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Miss a minute of Rothman and Ice? Check out the podcast.
Type in Rothman and Ice wherever you get your podcasts. Download and subscribe.
Back to Rothman and Ice.
All right, we've got some news. If you just joined us about a half an hour ago, Matt Patricia's name got circulated by Pete Thamel and others on the beat that he will be the next defensive coordinator at Ohio State. Our man, Stephen Means, affectionately known as Natron on this show, Cleveland.com's own, jumps in for us at the right time. Stephen, good to have you back.
Good to be back. Timing is everything.
It really is. So, where are you on this? Is this an upset hire? Is this a name that you had heard weeks ago, or did it just kind of pop up on you? We thought maybe he would promote from within. He did it on the offensive side of the ball. What's your theory behind this hire?
Yeah, obviously, Matt Patricia was just in Columbus doing an in-person interview with Ryan Day. So I think this seems like it developed very quickly here, where things went well during that interview and it kind of finalized some things here. I'm not sure what to think of this hire, because I think the description of what Ryan Day was looking for in a defensive coordinator ultimately was another Jim Knowles, in terms of, you are coming here to scheme up things. We've got 4 elite recruiters and elite developers on our defensive coaching staff with Larry Johnson, Tim Walton, James Laurinaitis, and Matt Guerrieri. You are here. Here are the ingredients. Bake us a beautiful cake, the same way Jim Knowles has spent the last 3 years doing. Just bake us something really good that we can taste. And I think I like that. I think I understand that when you want a head coach of the defense. I'm just not sure if Matt Patricia 100% needed to be the name that was attached to that, given, you look at his resume, his non-Bill Belichick resume isn't long at all. And obviously we know things didn't go well with the Detroit Lions. So I do think maybe there's a bit of a Saban, how Saban used to take coordinators and sometimes rehabilitate them and they'd send them out as head coaches on elsewhere. Steve Sarkisian was like that. If this works out, Ryan Day is a genius. But if it doesn't, I think all of your questions and concerns about the hire in the first place are going to get validated very quickly here.
Yeah, no doubt. I want to stay there on defense. Steven, we all saw this pass rush, this defensive line unit really come alive this year. More importantly, down the stretch when, everything was on the table. Looking to next year and that defensive line room, replacing Jack, replacing JT, your thoughts on some of those names that have to step up and get after these quarterbacks?
Yeah, there's a lot of guys who have been waiting their turn, right? Some of these guys only a year, some of these guys 3 or 4 years. Kenyatta Jackson, I think, has flashed a lot. Caden Curry seems to flash every time he's on the field. But now you're talking about guys who are going from anywhere from 10 to 25 snaps a game to now, can you play 35-plus snaps a game? Because that's what Jack and JT were doing on the edge. On the interior, I think Cade McDonald flashed a ton. Jason Moore looks the part. He's like 6'6", 300 pounds. I mean, he looks like what Georgia's defensive tackles often look like. He looks the part. Edric Houston moving on to the interior. Tywan Malone being back for another year. Those are guys. But, again, it's a conversation of, hey, you flashed in 5 to 15. Can you play 25 to 40 snaps per game? And so for a lot of these guys, we've seen the potential, but can they take it from potential to consistency now that they're going to be frontline? But then I think a guy to watch on the edge will be C.J. Hicks, a guy who has always been, at least as James Laurinaitis said, their best blitzer. Is that guy still a linebacker, or do we start to see Ohio State maybe move away from the consistent 4 down front and maybe try some different things up front? And you see a guy like C.J. Hicks get in the mix at defensive end.
What about the theory that he didn't want to promote on both sides of the ball from within, that maybe the stability of going out and getting someone that's kind of been there, done that? Is that something, because you're promoting Hartline, which everybody thinks is, you want to keep him. You don't want to lose him, obviously. And give me your take on that as well, on if that promotion was obviously very just, but it's not like Brian's got a big history of calling plays. Where are you on that side of it? And then the experience that he went after here defensively.
Yeah, Ryan's also an offensive head coach, right? So he can keep his eyes on that a little bit more, while with the defense, he's used it a ton. Head coach with the defense, he wanted that with Kerry Combs. It just didn't work out very well. He wanted it with Jeff Hafley. It did work out very well. He wanted it with Jim Knowles. It did work out very well. It does seem defensive side of the ball, he's more inclined to go older. right? More established, more this is the adult in the room conversation, because he's essentially asking that person to run the entire department, for a lack of a better term there. While with the offensive side, yes, Day is full CEO mode at this point, but it doesn't mean he doesn't still poke his head on the offense. Let's be real here. I think you often see that with coaches. Whatever side of the ball they specialize in, they're more likely to try things, promote from within, try the young guy out, because also if they need to put their hand back on the wheel, they can. Defensive side, that's where you maybe find the more experienced side of the field. So I get it. If you don't want two young guys calling your plays the year when you're losing a bunch of experience, you're starting the season out with a top 10 opponent, right? You're just kind of resetting your roster. I get it. With Brian Hartline, it kind of reached a point where 2 years ago you thought about the idea, but you weren't ready to do it. So you bring in the guy you've trusted more than anybody else. Brian Hartline got to see it up close and personal, what it looks like, and now maybe he's ready to do so. Maybe Ryan's not quite there yet with Matt Guerrieri, so let's see how long Matt Patricia is in Columbus. Maybe this is a similar timeline that we saw on offense, where a year from now Guerrieri is the defensive coordinator. Or maybe he's not, but I get why you go old experience on the side of the ball that you don't specialize in.
What did you think of the Jim Knowles move over to Penn State? I don't know if we've talked to you since that officially came down, but your opinion on that, and, you know, maybe your thoughts on some of the relationships that were there here in Columbus for Jim Knowles on his way out.
Business is business, and that's part of this. I think sometimes, even in this world of sports, we can be not so subtly reminded that this is a business. Now, granted, was the relationship always smooth? Probably not. When you give up 32 points to Oregon in the middle of the season and Ryan Day's coming in there and coming into your meetings going, what the heck is going on? You probably don't feel great about that all the time, right? Even if that's what Ryan Day's job is to do, is come in here and say, why aren't you doing your job better? You need to do your job better. And we saw it got better. This ended up being probably the best defense in the country. So whatever Ryan Day said to him and Larry and James and the rest of those guys, it clearly worked. But I do think that from a fan perspective, I don't know if you're mad that Jim Knowles left, because, again, business is business. I think you're more annoyed with how he left, not necessarily attending the championship celebration, but also where he ended up. Of all the places that maybe were rumored out there that he would end up, Oklahoma, Notre Dame, Penn State, him ended up at a traditional Big Ten division rival probably doesn't rub fans the right way, and I'm sure he'll probably hear about it on November 1st when they're back in the shoe.
When you think about the biggest loss defensively for them on the field this year, who is that and where is that?
Biggest loss defensively. I'm going to go with an underrated one, Lathan Ransom, because I think we have the answers everywhere else, and now we just need to see if our hypothesis about these people are right. Safety, they talked about it all year, how they weren't really positive about the depth there, and you had arguably the best safety tandem in the country with Caleb Downs and Lathan Ransom last year. In fact, I think Lathan deserved more All-American consideration. The problem was he was playing with Caleb Downs, so people weren't paying attention to him. You go look at the college football playoff, there are multiple games where he had a hit on a running back, and the running back decided, I didn't want to play football anymore that day. And so to go from that to, can Malik Hartford or Jalen McClain, who seemed like they were 3 and 4 in that room, can they take a step? Can Fahim Delane, who just got here, maybe he is a guy who's ready to push for a starting spot in year one. But that depth at safety had questions really dating back to last spring practice, and it never really got answered. And now we're in it. Lathan's gone. Caleb is going to be arguably the best defensive player in the country. But who's going to be his running mate? And can you be 85% of what Lathan was for you the last really 3 years as a starting safety?
Quinshon and Travion did a good job, I thought, all year providing that thunder and lightning, if you will, throughout the year with just their skill sets and how that paired together very well. Looking at that running back room, they added a body via the transfer portal. They got, I'm sure, guys in-house that they believe in. What's your opinion on the running back touches and how you think that'll look in 2025?
I don't know if it'll be split quite the same way as it was with Travion and Quinshon, where it was pretty even, right? Quinshon had a few more touches here or there, but I think their overall usage, because Travion ended up playing more snaps, ended up being pretty evenly split getting through a 16-game season. I don't think it'll be quite that. I think there will be a clear running back one this year. I think C.J. Donaldson comes in and gives them a guy who is maybe the closest thing to a Quinshon Judkins in terms of, a late game, 3rd and 1. We need to go get that yard. I think that's the guy who gets it. I think true freshman Bo Jackson, who is here right now, of the 3 freshmen, 2 of which who are already on campus and 1 of which will get here later this summer, and Turbo Rogers, I think that Bo Jackson has the best chance of maybe being RB3, and he can really, really take a step forward and get some great reps this spring. But I'm burying the lead. James Peoples might be a dude, and I think that the first couple of games of the season, he might play in a way where it's like, oh, we lost Travion Henderson, we lost Quinshon Judkins. We're fine. I think that guy would have played more had they not had 2 of the 5 best running backs in college football last year. I think Ohio State, there's not going to be a lot of questions at running back, at least from what we saw in a small sample size, both throughout the spring, throughout fall camp, and then in his small sample size within last season.
All right, you get a free bet at the Rothman and Ice Casino. We're giving you a free bet guaranteed. A hiring press conference. Matt Patricia, pencil in the ear or not?
I'll say not in the ear, simply because he might be a little bit more, I'm not going to say fully formal, but not full, this is what I'm wearing on the sidelines for a football game.
Okay. All right, man. Good call. Appreciate your time, especially, like you said, very timely on this hire. Thanks, Stephen. We'll talk soon.
Anytime, guys. Thanks.
Our man, Stephen Means, Cleveland.com, one of the best on the beat. He was on the Brian Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. We come back with the Buckeye Bulletin. Jake has got to get his team to snap back. Needs a victory. We'll preview it next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
All the 10 TV people come over to our side of the building to take a deuce. That should tell you something about how we operate. The Fan.
Love is in the air at the Schottenstein Center this Friday, February 14th and Saturday, February 15th. Join the Buckeyes as they take on Wisconsin. Friday night, don't miss Hearts and Hockey as the Buckeyes spread the love on Valentine's Day. Buy your tickets at ohiostatebuckeyes.com.
A system for every home and every budget at Logan AC and Heat Services. Get a free train furnace with the purchase of an air conditioner and tax credits up to $2,600. Schedule your free estimate now. Logan Services.
Hey, it's Anthony from my friends at Germain Honda of Dublin. If you're searching for a Honda lease deal here in Central Ohio, I know you've come to the right place. Leasing allows you to enjoy that flexibility and one of their fantastic, sharp, reliable vehicles. I'm so confident that Rich and his team can tailor a lease deal that's right for you. Like a 2025 CRV LX all-wheel drive, $349 a month for 36 months, 30,000 miles with only $19.99 down. Germain Honda of Dublin, Sawmill Road, just south of 270.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With AutoPay plus taxes and fees, plus $5 per line without AutoPay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Motorola Edge on us with 24 monthly bill credits and new line for well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 per line connection charge. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Guys, listen up. How many of you out there have been diagnosed with sleep apnea? Maybe your partner can't tolerate your snoring every night. You can't stand your CPAP machine. I totally get it. But the good news is there are alternatives to the CPAP machine. And Dr. Mark Levy is here to change your sleep and your life. Trust me, your spouse will thank you later. Dr. Mark Levy can customize an oral appliance that opens your airways, helps you breathe better, and of course, stops your snoring. That's the main point. It's quick and comfortable and an alternative to those bulky, loud CPAP machines you always hear about. For over 15 years, Dr. Mark Levy has led the way when it comes to treating snoring and sleep apnea, and now he's expanding his practice to better serve his patients with a brand new location in Marysville. I love Marysville. If you're snoring and not sleeping, you need to call Dr. Mark Levy's office today. Do not delay. Schedule your appointment today with Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. That's 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. You can also visit him online at sleepbettercolumbus.com. And now, sleepbettermarysville.com too.
Here at The Fan, we give you 14 hours of live and local programming every day. We care about you. We live and work in your community, except Bo Bishop. He won't tell us where the hell he is. Your live and local station, except Bo. The Fan.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu.
Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold at $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Columbus, Worthington, Air, and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Feeling the chill? Call the experts at Logan Services now for hot deals on Train furnaces, including 0% APR for 60 months.
All right, Buckeye Bulletin time, and I know it is the Buckeye Bulletin. But in the last 5 minutes, all I've done is go back and forth with my buddy Sean about how whether Rich Carlos's game-winning field goal in '86 was wide left or not. He was in the opposite end. I will tell you, if you want to look it up, you can. Barefoot kicker. And I also want to praise Rob for reminding me that Carlos was a Salem, Ohio boy, which is less than a half an hour from Boardman, Bernie's hometown. Okay. So weird haunt that an Ohio boy would come in, barefoot kick, and beat him in '86. Yeah. I've watched the kick many, many times. From the other end, of course, it's going to look wide left because it crossed so badly that where it landed would look like the thing was 10 yards wide. But I think it was such a short kick, and I don't remember exactly the yardage, that it crossed and then obviously looked like it went wide from the other end. Browns fans, I'm sorry. If you think it's wide left, I'm not going to debate you. Unfortunately, they called it that way. So
check that out.
You be the judge. But when he texted me saying he missed the kick, I thought,
did he?
No, I remember they lost the game. Then I realized what he was trying to tell me. I thought he was correcting me like I've got the wrong game. I'm like, no, the Elway drive, I saw it. Mm-hmm. They won the game, Denver did. And he's saying, no, they didn't.
There you go.
Kick was the opposite end. They called it good, but he missed it. That's the quote I got from SK, the original Penguin. All right, let's get back to Buckeye hoops. And they got a game tonight. CB, you know the spread on this game?
I do not, but I don't know if it's approaching double digits just because Washington is not a great team. But
I have it. It could be 10, 10.5, somewhere in that area. It's a game Ohio State has to win.
Gotta have it.
Gotta have it. You're on the home floor. They're going to be fighting with some teams near the bubble. Indiana goes into East Lansing and tells Izzo, no, you're not passing night on our watch. So
it is 11. Wow.
It's 11, yeah. So this is a game they should win. And I think most analysts say they will win it. It's at home. Late tip, right?
8:30.
8:30. Was this a Peacock
Remember the
game?
name Gray Osabor.
This is.
It seemed like every game in the Big Ten last night was on Peacock.
This is BTN, my friend.
All right.
I'm here to tell you, looking at Ohio State's schedule right now, I do not see any Peacock games the rest of the way. It's either BTN, CBS, FS1, or that's it. Doesn't look like there is a network right now attached to the Nebraska game. But outside of that, no peacock.
Ohio State's got a different mindset right now. They're not fighting to get in. They're fighting for a higher seed. That's their motive. And get into the conference tournament, make a potential run. And this is one of those places on your schedule that you've got to be good. And so any word on Devin Royal?
Pretty much I've heard is day to day. So I would probably expect him tonight, but who knows?
So he injured his ankle in the loss against Nebraska. The status is uncertain. Diebler did say it's kind of a day-to-day thing, like CB just said. He is your second leading scorer. You'd love to have him. But more importantly, maybe you can win the game without him. And you can make him heal up and get him for the drive here at the end. But here's Diebler, no excuses despite the injuries.
I don't really believe in, excuses necessarily, but there's a reality to just when you don't get significant time consecutively, it slows down your growth. I mean, I think that's just natural. And we saw it, like Sean missed almost an entire summer and part of the fall. And Aaron was out for a significant stretch. And then it's little things, like Aaron hasn't been able to practice 2 days in a row for a stretch. And now we finally, hopefully we can get a couple days going into the next game. And Sean, had the same thing. Sean, I thought, had a really good stretch until he missed the Illinois game, and was really, really doing some good things out there. So when you're younger and inexperienced, I think when you miss time, I think it's maybe more impactful than versus if you're a more experienced guy who's gone through it before.
Got to get out there and get the reps in. It's so important, especially practicing, right? I know at this time of the year, maybe your body's tired, you're a little beat up, but just working on those habits all the time, man, it never hurts. I'm really looking forward to this game tonight just because I think I want to see them win the game with their defense, because that's really, I believe, what can catapult them into the tournament, hopefully making some noise this year when we get to March Madness, is the defensive end. We know that they've got firepower, right? Especially when Bruce is out there with Royal and with Mobley. There's guys there that can contribute and really fill it up. This Washington team tonight, as you and CB were alluding to, they're a team that's not very good. They're 3-9 in the conference, second to last in the conference in points per game. So defensively, just shoring up things and building some things there, I think can really help them as they go on to face their rival in their next game here in a few days.
And the other part is, and he mentioned Bradshaw, and this is a guy who started a handful of games at Kentucky. He's 7-1. He's got to make an impact. He's a McDonald's All-American, and he's a 5-star kid. And when they got him, they're like, okay, maybe he just couldn't crack it in that lineup at Kentucky, but he should be able to make a major impact at Ohio State. Here's Diebler on him.
What I love about Aaron, he plays really hard. He's out there, he's playing really, really hard. Again, got to slow down a little bit. I think some of his shot selection at times, because he's playing sped up, and he's got to be a great rim threat for us. And then I want him, when he's got time and space, I want him to look to be a threat for us on the perimeter. We rely on those guys to initiate action for us offensively. And I think they've done a pretty good job of that. What we're seeing now is teams commit right to our guards and ball screens and basically say, like, hey, make one of the other four guys make a play and read kind of the shifting defense. So we're seeing that at times. But Aaron can I think he's got to rebound at a high level and be efficient, and he's done that some games, right? Like, you kind of look over the last, I don't know how many games, but you see a game where it's like, okay, that's more like it. Then maybe one not as much, then another one where it's like, yep, there it is again. That's what we need that consistency. And, again, like, I think if he can string together a few days here now in a row, we can hopefully get back to kind of more of those good moments, because like I told those guys, we need it. Like, we need it down the stretch.
Outside of availability, you can make a case that consistency is the most important word in sports. And especially when you're a guy that has the skill set that he has, because it's there. You just got to go out there and repeat it time and time again, repeat the positives. It's never going to be perfect. But if that guy can turn a corner here down the stretch, especially because of what Coach Diebler was talking about, now their teams aren't going to allow Thornton and Mobley and Royal to beat you. They're going to try to put the rock in these other guys' hands and have them do it as well. So that'll be big. And also points in the paint, too, has been hurting them. Last 2 losses for Ohio State, Illinois, Nebraska. You look at what Nebraska and the Fighting Illini were able to do, and they were able to get those either offensive rebounds or just go down low and get after Ohio State. So cleaning that up is big, too.
Yeah, when he came here, I thought he'd be a double-double machine. I really did. In certain games. Not every game, but I think because he was the second highest recruit in that Kentucky class, and here he is on Ohio State, and they're going to need him down the stretch, exactly what he said. Rim protecting and then using his skill set on the offensive side of the court. All right, that is today's Buckeye Bulletin. We'll come back with a deep dive. There is a quarterback in the NFL that says, we got next. Do we agree? Find out next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
No hot takes, no dancing, plenty of stupid. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Giant Eagle is making it easy to surround yourself with savings on hundreds of items every time you shop. With new low prices, deals for days, weekly sales, and My Perks at your neighborhood Giant Eagle. Visit gianteagle.com for details.
It's been a great run. Care Heating and Cooling has achieved goals I could only imagine 30 years ago. But now it's time for the next generation to take over. This is Mike Weens, now the retired founder of Care Heating and Cooling with my sons, Dennis and Ryan.
Dad, as Care grew over the years, you had many opportunities to sell Care to one of the big conglomerates that are buying companies all over Central Ohio. So tell our customers why you decided to keep Care in the family.
After talking about Care's values for over 30 years, I couldn't bear the thought of Care becoming the kind of company I was warning our customers about. I know the two of you will continue to treat our customers as I would, with honesty and integrity.
We will, Dad. In 2024, Care was awarded a BBB Torch Award for Ethics and was named the Lennox Partner of the Year. You don't earn those awards by leaving cat toys behind.
Call Care Heating and Cooling at 1-800-COOLING or schedule an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com. When you need a company you can trust.
Attention hockey fans, score the ultimate experience powered by Verizon. Verizon is giving 2 lucky winners the chance to win 4 tickets to the 2025 Navy Federal Credit Union NHL Stadium Series at Ohio Stadium on March 1st. Plus 50 participants will have a chance to win a $50 gift card. Just stop by a participating Columbus Verizon store by February 18th to enter. Get your shot at this unforgettable experience. Hurry to a participating Columbus Verizon store today to enter.
Must be legal U.S. resident of Ohio, age 18 years or older to enter. Void where prohibited. For official rules and full details, visit 971thefan.com/Verizon.
No matter where you are, Coughlin is there, in store or online. CoughlinCars.com. 13 new car brands, over 1,000 pre-owned vehicles, 16 convenient locations for sales, service, and parts, plus 4 state-of-the-art collision centers. CoughlinCars.com. Shop locally owned, CoughlinCars.com.
Coughlin has the car for you. This is Hall of Famer number 275, Chris Carter. Buckeye born and bred. Ohio has been a huge part of my football career. From Friday nights in Middletown to Saturdays at the Shoe, and now all the way to Canton. Now I want you to experience football heaven, the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Go to 971thefan.com/GoJacket and enter to win a VIP experience to the home of professional football, the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Ignite the passion, relive the glory.
Let Diamond Seller's Blue Box be a part of your forever. Join us February 21st and 22nd for Wedding Weekend and save big on wedding and anniversary bands. Plus, enjoy special no-interest financing on engagement rings. Visit Diamond Seller on Sawmill Road or at Easton Town Center.
Hey, it's Anthony. I got to tell you, when you don't have the support you need, it affects everything. Feet, knees, hips, back, even your mood. I finally went to the Good Feet store, and once I was personally fitted for my arch supports, I felt a ton better. I will never wear another pair of shoes again without sliding in my personally fit Good Feet arch supports. That's because they help me eliminate my foot pain. It's such a good feeling knowing that I can be on my feet and not worrying about I'm going to wake up with low back pain or feel a weakness somewhere. I trust the Good Feet store because for more than 30 years, they've helped thousands of people just like me get back to feeling comfort on a daily basis. They take pleasure in that. And it's their personal 3-step system designed to support, balance, and strengthen your feet that guides them into their ideal position. I'm the proof. I wear them every day, even when I'm biking at the gym. So go in, take the free test walk at the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway and on Stringtown Road in Grove City or goodfeet.com.
A great lawn is like a great sports team.
It takes expertise and a little extra care to really stand out. That's where True Green comes in. They're the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour, so they know a thing or two about keeping grass looking like a fairway. It's more affordable than you think, and they'll even match any competitor's price. Plus, True Green backs it all up with a satisfaction guarantee. Head to TrueGreen.com today. Let the pros do the work while you sit back and enjoy the results.
Finding the right employee for your company is tough. One wrong hire can be a major setback. You're not alone if you face this. A recent survey by Robert Half shows nearly half of hiring managers readily admit to making a bad hire. Luckily, there's a solution. With Robert Half's specialized recruiter's experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can have the right skilled professional in place quickly. We understand what it takes to build winning teams because at Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Matt Andrews. The Big Ten last night, Michigan topped Purdue 75-73. Illinois beat UCLA 83-78. IU upset number 11 Michigan State 71-67. USC drilled Penn State 92-67, and Oregon over Northwestern and Eugene 81-75. Buckeye basketball back on the home court tonight. They'll take on the Washington Huskies to start of a 3-game homestand. Coverage 7:30 here on the Fan. Tip just past 8:30. And the Cavs in Toronto tonight to face the Raptors. Cleveland is 43-10. That game will tip just past 7:30. This update is sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Earn a $200 cash bonus with a home equity line of credit from BMI FCU. BMIFCU.org/home-equity.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and I feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Low T Center. Low T Center, reinventing men's health care.
I don't know. I don't even know if I heard what you said. Final hour of the program. We'll talk Jackets on their break with my man Dave Maetzold at 2:30. And we'll get his feeling on the ceiling for this team. And you know the question I like to ask.
Is the ceiling the roof?
No. Okay. That's against my boy Jordan, which, by the way, it wasn't the worst comment ever.
Here we go, CV.
He gets crushed for everything. Gets crushed for crying. He gets crushed for this.
It's okay. Hey, your boy could take an L every once in a while. He didn't take many of them. The ceiling as the roof was a miss.
Why? Because that's higher than the ceiling.
It was a miss. He tried to come up with some creative, I don't know what he was doing.
What did you want him to say? The ceiling is the stars, the sun?
I don't know what I wanted him to say. Anything but the ceiling is the roof. That's what I wanted him to do. You mentioned our guy Dave Maetzold coming on to talk Jackets. Speaking of hockey, what we're going to do right now for our hockey fans is give away a family 4-pack of tickets to see the Ohio State men's hockey team take on Wisconsin this Friday night.
And I'm going to bake them a loaf of beer bread.
At 7 o'clock. It's also, listen to this, Hearts and Hockey Night. Yeah. Free T-shirts for the first 500 students in attendance. That's how you're going to get your nice tea over there, is checking that out for Hearts and Hockey Night. 614-821-9710 is CB's hotline number. Earlier in the program, actually throughout the program, we stumbled into a debate. Actually, AR stumbled into a debate with he and one of his homies about a former kicker